Good afternoon, everybody. Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. I have a service tip on the GMC 1500s. We have this customer that would like us to change these door handles on here, and as you can see, when you take and pull on the door handle, this opens up, and that means that part of the mechanism that takes and holds this this whole assembly here is broken. So let me show you what how these things work. So as you can see, we have a brand new handle, and the lock assembly does not come with it. And this is what the back of this critter looks like. This is not the easiest thing in the whole world to take and change. However, I can take and give you a couple of tips, and it will make life quite a bit easier. So obviously, if you're going to get into the door, you have to take and remove the door panel. It's the passenger door panel. So I've already removed the door panel on the driver's side, and I've disconnected all the electrical, and I've stored all that down here. I've peeled back the moisture barrier that is in here. You will notice that when you take and get into trying to take this apart, it is just such a tight area in here, and let me show you why that is. We already have this one removed, okay, and there are two rubber plugs that cover these two holes here, and the first thing we did is we took those out and we undid the two sorry about that, a little bit of jet noise we had to let go by. You'll see that this is held in by two studs, okay, and this is what the retaining nut looks like. And also, this is what the locking assembly looks like once you take and get it out. But getting it out is where your battle starts. Okay, inside the door there is a guide for the glass. This will sit inside the door approximately like this. The key to having a successful job when you take and want to get in here and change these is you need some room to work. So the first thing you need to do is, this will be inside of the door, and you need to take and work back in this area right here, and having this rail in place will actually prohibit you from doing that. So the first thing you need to do is take and remove the weather stripping out of this channel while it is still in the door, and then that'll make it a little bit easier. This channel fits in here just like this, and you will take the corner of the weather stripping for the window when it is in the fullest upright position, okay, and then you'll lift it up and then pull it to the right after you've taken the screw out of the bottom, and that bottom screw lives right here. Okay, so this will be inside the door, and it'll look just like that. Okay, so if you take and take the weather stripping out, and then you peel the weather stripping back like this, and you give this a push up and a back, this rail will come out. Okay, and it's got a little hook on it. It's made to come out. When you go back together with it, you just put that back in and hook it back down like that. Put your bolt in the bottom. Go ahead and patch your weather stripping back in there. The next thing you will want to do is take the 3 screws that are out of the latch Okay, you want to take that out. Okay, and then since you have the two screws holding the outside of the door latch loose, and you have these things loose, okay, you will almost be there. What they decided to do is they use some rods in here that they have a 90-degree on them, and those are the ones that they actually go into the latching mechanism right here. This is one on the top and one on the bottom, right in this area. And those you can go with a screwdriver on the inside while this mechanism is still inside the door. You pull this whole thing from the outside. Okay, but before you can do that, they actually have one more lock on there. Okay, you will see that on this mechanism here, you had to get oriented there for a minute. There is a plastic piece. It looks just like this, okay, and that actually sits in this position right here, and you slide that out. Okay, but before you take and do that, if you slide it just forward a little bit, in doing that, there is a keeper on the back here that you have to take and depress that, and you can only depress that with the locking mechanism loose. And then there is another keeper in the front right here that will have to come out of this little area right here, and you just put a light screwdriver underneath it and make it so it slides over this. Okay, this is locked into the locking mechanism. Okay, and these are these two places right here. Okay, it'll actually go in here like this. So once you get that piece out, then this entire locking mechanism has a shield that is part of the retaining mechanism that is on the inside here. You should be able to take this off easily because you will have this bar out of the way, which will take and give you room to work, and you'll have this little locking mechanism. You'll have this out of the way so you'll have room to work. And of course, you'll have this locking mechanism, which is a retainer that goes on the back of the handle. So, and then you'll be able to take and get that out of the way. So, you're trying to take and figure out how to do this. Yes, it does take a little bit of craftiness to take and work on these things. But we're going to go back together, and then we get to do it all over again on the other side. But the door panel is held on just by a couple of screws. There are two here that are in the handhold that they can close the door, and there's one down here, and there's one or two. There's a wooden strip that goes across here. Make sure you put your weather barrier back, and put your door panel back on. And you can take and trip the latch on this without actually closing the door. You stick a screwdriver in there, and this is a latch mechanism right here. You can take and stick a screwdriver in here, and you can trip this just like this. Just push in, and this thing will lock, and then you use a handle to take and lock it when it's installed in the door. Okay, you can try it. That way you won't have to take and wonder, how do I get this door open when the lock is messed up? Okay, because you'll have everything to work on. Anyway, it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to take and get this thing apart. So I wish you good luck in your project. Hopefully I've given you some good tips, and you can take and do this job. I encourage you to try it. If you have any questions, please drop me a comment. I really like to hear from you all. I hope you have a blessed Christmas, and please subscribe. And we love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Talk to you next time.